All right, welcome in. We are live DFS First Take. I'm joined as always by Bryan the dentist. How are we doing, friend? I hope the weather in Texas is a little better for you than it is for me right here in LA.
It is fine. It can't decide whether it's 40 or 70 out, but that's not a problem. I can golf in any of that weather, so I can't complain too much.
Yeah, LA's a mess right now.
I
There's
can't believe the stuff at the course.
Yeah, it's like, Los Angeles is 70 and sunny for 320 days out of the year. And the one week that they're having a PGA Tour event, it's like flash flood warnings everywhere. But I was actually driving. I have I just moved to the Valley in September, but like all of my dentist, my doctors, a bunch of my friends are on the west side where Riviera is, which is about 25, 30 minutes away from me. So I had an appointment on the west side, like 10 minutes away from where Riviera is in Brentwood. And I mean, in LA, like people don't know how to deal with rain to begin with. So it's already more dangerous driving because everybody goes so slow and stuff. But it was crazy. Like it was flooding.
It's
And
insane.
I Riviera is also in a canyon. It's
Yeah.
kind of set in between the Santa Monica Mountains, and it's a golf course that drains pretty well, but it's going to keep raining for 3 more days. So we'll talk about how
Yeah.
that's going to impact, um, the types of players that we're looking for. But kind of a bummer. Puts a bit of a damper on the week. Yeah, RK's another LA guy. I'm not surprised to hear you say it's flooding in Venice. It was brutal in Brentwood, where I just was, which is only Village of Brentwood's only 10 minutes away from Rev. So not great, Bryan. But anyway,
No.
how was your Pebble? It was a great week for me. Finally, I won money in DFS.
Round four showdown to the rescue again.
Good.
And we're going to be working on that. But anyways, um, the members themselves did incredibly well, and that's always just great to see. Um,
Once again, I'm not understanding what I'm missing that like 40 members have Colin outright. I mean, don't get me wrong. I loved Colin this week. He was a big staple of my pool, but I didn't bet him outright. I think a big reason why a lot of people landed on him is he was the biggest bookmaker nuke of the week, which we care about at ISN. That's factored into our projections and stuff. That's why he was so highly projected for us. But he went from 70 to 45 on bookmaker. Shout out
yeah,
RK who also had him, one of the members that had him. But I would say I was surprised that Morikawa won, but not surprised that he played well based on the course fit. What does this do for you in terms of like uh, how you feel about Morikawa? Because he was at times, I think, the most hated man in the ISN Discord. And yet, at that number, a lot of people bet him. Like, even if you got Morikawa at 50 or 60 to 1, getting a player of the caliber of Morikawa, um, I mean, Morikawa was 18 to 1 at the Players' Championship last year. Okay.
yeah,
So, like, the fact that he was 50, 60 to 1 on a golf course that highly, highly emphasizes short iron play and putting is super random, like, feels like we can learn a lot about when a player gets to a really, and there's some opportunities this week of guys that fall into
yes,
the category. Shout out Ludwig. But once one of those guys get to 50 on a course fit, it's like,
yep.
pay attention.
Yeah, I think that I just think it's a 2026 problem where we kind of have a little bit of goldfish brain. So, some of it's that, and then some of it is he really hasn't done it in years, except for Japan, which was what 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. It was
Yeah, he hasn't
like a
won
long
in the
time.
States in like 3 or 4 years.
Exactly. And I think that there's two ways to look at it to say, all right, is he back? Maybe, I don't know. Or you go back in time to 4 years ago, it's like, well, maybe that was it. I was pretty fired up to, get him at low ownership at the majors, and I still think you can roll him out to a lot of those setups.
Yeah.
And I plan to. Golf is kind of what have you done for me lately, and he hadn't looked all that great in contention until yesterday. And even then, we were all sitting there being like, okay, how's 18 going to go? How's 18 going to go with that whole fiasco, which was just I thought that was hysterical.
Yeah.
With the Bridgman thing.
That was ridiculous. That was absolutely absurd.
Yeah.
It was a really fun afternoon in the Discord because that was
Oh yeah.
ridiculous what was going on with Bridgman. And that's kind of the problem with Pebble. BBBBK, I have a mic. The only reason I'm not using it right now is because my computer needs to charge, and the plug where my computer goes and where my charger goes and my mic goes are in the same place. And I have a podcast to do right after this. I'm going on Bryan's show, Tap and Birdie. So I'll have a mic for Tap and Birdie, but my apologies. I normally always have a mic, but I forgot to charge my computer today when I was out running errands. So it needs to charge for back-to-back pods.
Busy man, the professor of Riv. Busy man this week.
Yeah, it's a busy week. I actually got invited on a couple podcasts, which I haven't done in a while because I'm usually so busy at ISN. I feel like I don't go on other podcasts too often anymore.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's talk about our weeks at Pebble, what we got right, what we got wrong. Really interesting because our first fields lineup was really bad. Like that single entry that we made for the week, which is kind of what we try and do on the show, is like a first fields lineup and then see how that changes throughout the week. It was like our worst first fields lineup of the week, but then also ended up being my best personal DFS week. And I know it was a good one for you and even better for our members.
Yes.
Of those guys, I got off Berger and I got off Goddard. I didn't play Henley in DFS, but I bet him.
Yeah.
And Denny, we just wanted more from him. I played Denny.
Yeah. That wasn't good enough.
That wasn't great. Same with Cameron Young. Fitz was very good. He was in my core. I stayed very high on Fitz throughout the week, and he was a key piece of my core. But other than that, the strategy I think that we wanted to deploy without Scottie was correct, but really just needed a lot more from Goddard and Cam Young.
Got to stand up to the bully that told us to take out Sam Burns. Just kidding. We had Sam Burns in it before that.
We did have Sam Burns. Yeah, we did have Sam Burns. Oh, and I played a lot of Sam Burns.
I played a lot of Sam Burns. Well, I didn't play enough Sam Burns. I played too much Goddard up personally. But I mean, I'm not trusting Daniel Berger for a long time. Put it to you that way.
Yeah, fuck Daniel Berger. Really good course fit. Like he's won at Pebble. He was just horrendous.
Yeah.
Like, he was DFL the rest of the week.
I don't know. That's another conversation for another day. I'm not really sure what his deal is, but I just don't think he's the same player as he used to be.
Yeah, he was like good at Sony though. I don't really know what.
Yeah. We have off weeks. We all do.
Anyway, but so what went well? I want to give a huge shout out to Master J, who won $100,000 plus in DraftKings. He won more like $130K. He almost won the $100 single entry because that was my first real DFS sweat of the year. And I was top 5 in the $100 single entry midway through Sunday afternoon. Ended up finishing like 20th. Still a good week. I'm not complaining. But even looking at Masters lineup, he had me beat. And I'm not going to say it was sweat free to win the 3K for him, but he basically, what I love about Master J, he's been following me religiously for 3 years, like even before RPS. And, he plugs my core in and my pool in every single week. And the only thing that he adds to it every single week is Ricky Fowler. because he loves, because he's obsessed with Ricky Fowler. And my start to the season was like pretty mediocre, to take accountability for that and be honest. Like my first 4 weeks of the season heading into Pebble, it wasn't like all out disasters. I didn't lose all my money. There were a couple min cash in there, but I was kind of like either even or a little bit negative in DraftKings. And I know that there are some people at ISN that like just strictly follow my plays, but a lot of the people at ISN kind of take a smorgasbord of like a lot of things. And so I reached out to Master J and was like, dude, I'm sorry, I'm going to be better. Like, I'm better. I've made a couple very like small mistakes. I feel like I'm close. I feel like I'm seeing it well. The new way that I'm modeling is working for me. I'm close. Just stay the course. Trust me. I promise you it's coming soon. 1 week later, he wins $130,000, which is just, and like, I know this sounds corny and people aren't going to believe me that I want the members to win more than I do, but I'm not a professional DFS player. I DFS. I like creating content around DFS. My job is to run Inside Sports Network, and I run it for this reason, right? Like, so I was just I was so happy for him, and because he's a OG DFS grinder. He plays every week. He's in the Discord every week. He plays a lot of money, and he's very successful. He has had a lot of success putting my plays into higher stakes contests that I can't afford. And he's just the man. So I can't say enough good about him. The Fleetwood, Cantlay, Burns, and he had Morikawa and Ricky Fowler and Taylor Pendrith, 3 out of the 4 core. No Scottie necessary. Just super, super happy for him.
Same.
Can't say enough good things about him, and so well deserving. And when I say he like takes my plays and put it in, he's like really smart at golf. That's not saying he's like some person that just like doesn't care about or watch golf or doesn't do his own analysis. Like, he's a really smart guy when it comes to golf, because he asks a lot of really good questions and will challenge me on certain things. So anyway, can't say enough good things about him, and hopefully we keep the momentum going this week.
Absolutely.
Any other closing thoughts with Pebble, or should we dive right into Riviera?
I mean, I like the course. I think the event's okay. I'm much more excited for this week, frankly. I'll start it by saying this is one of my favorite golf courses on tour. I missed it so much last year. I really, really like it.
Riviera's sick. What else is there to say?
It's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best. I mean, that par 4 is incredible. That might be my favorite hole.
10?
I'm sorry. Number 4, the par 3, the one that they lengthened. I love.
Oh my God. It's going to play 265 yards this year.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see Brian Campbell take a driver there. That's really what I want.
265 yards this year in cold weather. So let's talk about the cold weather and what I think that's going to impact, and the softness of the golf course. Now, by modern tour standard, Riviera is not a crazy long golf course. It's par 71, 7,350 yards. They lengthened 18 and they lengthened 4. Distance is, it's going to be 40, 50 degree weather, just as cold as it was at Pebble, if not colder, despite the fact we're in Southern California and not Northern California. Generally for me, despite the fact that it's cold, I'm not seeing any wind at all. And the golf course is going to be very, very soft. So the greens are going to be receptive. So even if you have some longer irons into these greens, the greens are going to be really soft and really receptive. To me, this is a pretty big bump to distance. And I think it's going to be pretty tame. Like, I don't think the golf course can play over par. It's played minus 0.06, minus 0.6, and minus 0.9 the last 3 years. Last year, it was very soft too, and we saw its easiest scoring average in a decade. It played almost a stroke under par. I have no reason to believe that it can't top that or come in line with that. So I think we're looking at -1 under par. It's just with how far these guys hit it, unless there's wind, the fact that it's playing longer and cold doesn't worry me. A soft golf course makes it easier for pros. I don't care
Yeah.
that the rough is going to be a little bit more lush. Sure, none of these guys hit the fairway anyway. And I'd rather have soft greens for easy scoring than thicker rough. So
It's 2-inch rough too, right?
yeah, the Kikuyu is not that bad. Like there'll be a little bit more of a missed fairway penalty this year because it'll be a little juicier, but I think it's going to play pretty easy. And I think you really want to lean into bombers and short game. I think is like a
Yeah.
very good strategy this week. Course history as well. It's a very, very big course history correlation. It's third most highest correlation on tour after Bay Hill and Augusta. The last first time winner at Riviera was Adam Scott in 2005. Last time we had Riviera was 2024, and really the only first timer that played well was Eric Cole. He finished 10th.
Right.
So course history, short game, bombers. Where do you land on the top of the slate?
So, I'm actually pretty undecided as far as, like, where I'm gonna start. I have kind of some ideas. Scottie, no Scottie, I really don't know. I think it's the hardest week to determine because something we didn't touch on, not to go back too far, but there were winners that had Scottie and there were winners that did not have Scottie.
Yeah, it was
So,
kind of you could get there both
very
ways.
strange, very
Yeah.
strange, and here's the problem. When you say all that on the podcast, the first comp I thought of was the cold, wet Memorial Park years because that's a long golf course. It was soft, not too hard. Could still get bogeys, but you could get birdies if you were playing hard.
Importance of short game. Yeah.
Yes, short
Seeing
game
how
as well.
bring in our lineup.
It's not perfect, but Scottie, he's great at Memorial Park, but some of these other guys are too. So, you know, that was
I,
what I thought of.
if we take out the course fit for Scottie, and I think it's a good course fit for him. I think there's better course fits for him on tour. I like golf courses that have a higher missed fairway penalty for Scottie because his accuracy is like such an underrated strength for him. I'm pretty anti Scottie in DraftKings this week. Which may surprise you because I was higher on Scottie last week. Played 50% Scottie. My better lineups just happened to be without Scottie, but there was enough variance in the top 20. There were enough low price guys that there were a lot of Scottie lineups that did well. I didn't nail the bottom enough for my Scottie lineups to do well. Right. And all of my best plays were in the 7s and 8s without Scottie.
Exactly. And the thing this week too is like there's cut sweat equity. I know people don't like to think about it, but if you go look the last 2 years, there's been chalk that has missed both years when it's been a signature event with the cut.
Well, that was what I was going to bring up. Is that
okay? Sorry.
I'm glad you touched on it because I think the fact that there's a cut this week is reason not to play Scottie.
Bingo.
Because what we talked about last week is when you play Scottie, the rest of your lineup is going to have less salary, right? You have like $7K remaining. And so the guys at the bottom, we have on our insider sheet made cut percentage that we calculate based on data golf numbers and our projections. And the guys with the lower salary, as you can probably guess, it's not rocket science, have the lower made cut percentage. So when you play Scottie, you're inherently playing guys with a lower made cut percentage based on the numbers. And at Pebble, all those guys that have a 40% made cut percentage, 30% made cut percentage, well, guess what? Now their made cut percentage that week is 100%. They're all making the cut. There's no cut. Mm-hmm. So when you play Scottie, you can take a risk on some of these guys lower down the board, and they're going to 100% make the cut for you. Some of them ended up finishing really, really high. Minwoo Lee, Akshay Bhatia, Ryo Hitsatsune, Nico Echeverria, Jacob Bridgman, all those guys finished top 13. In fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the top 13 players were under 7.5K. That's a good amount. Like that's enough to jam some good guys into the lineup.
Yes.
Now at Riviera, there's kind of a pussy cut, right? It's a 72-man field and top 50 ties make the cut. So that could mean 10 guys miss the cut, right? 12 guys miss the cut. And who are the guys that are most likely to miss the cut? The guys with the lowest made cut percentage, right? Mm-hmm. So when you play Scottie, you're starting to get pretty damn risky with your missed cut guys down at the bottom of the board. Scottie's 14.3 this week. He's higher priced. So if you put Scottie in your lineup, what does that leave us? 7K left for the other 5 spots?
7-1.
7-1.
So.
And I can tell you what, there's probably going to be 1 or 2 guys above 8K, if not a couple more that miss the cut. Yep. But the majority of the guys that miss the cut this week are going to be the guys below 7.1.
Yeah.
It's going to be Hoagie and Higo and Michael Kim and Kevin Yu and Aaron Rye. And, you're going to Daniel Berger and Patrick Rogers to hit the goal, Corey Connors, Alex Noren, JT Poston, Max Homa. Those are the guys that you're going to have to choose from. So I don't like Scottie this week in DFS. I don't think you can win without him. I think we've proven enough that even if he finishes third or wins the tournament, that I'm going to take my chances. I don't think he's in the lineup unless you have a strong feeling towards him.
I don't want to put him in the lineup.
Me neither. He'll be in the lineup one of these days.
He will. One week.
But for all of the reasons that I said that I don't like him as a DraftKings play this week, I think it's a sneaky good one and done week for him. I may use him in one and done because, maybe the Masters is a better course fit for him. Sure, 100%. Maybe Memorial is a better course fit for him. Maybe the U.S. Open's a better course fit for him. But Scottie is anti-variance, as Sal pointed out, right? And this is a 70-man field. So he's got fewer guys to beat, a bunch of guys that are going to miss the cut. He's not going to miss the cut. But some of these other guys that you may take a chance on in one and done, they could miss the cut, and then you feel like a huge fucking idiot. So I actually think these a week like this is not, when he has only 71 players and his win percentage is about as high as it's going to be anywhere. I may play Scottie or Rory in one and done. I think it's a good week to play one of them in one and done.
Yeah.
Okay, so where do we start? Where do we start at the top then? Who do you like 9K plus?
So I kind of get cold feet when it's Rory week. So I actually like Fleetwood a lot.
Love Fleetwood. I'm happy.
Love Fleetwood this week.
Rory.
I like a lot of the mid nines too. Like I think Henley, not sneaky, but like nobody's gonna want to play Henley because he's short out here, but like he can make up for it in other ways.
He can.
I mean, I think my 3 favorites above 9K are going to be Fleetwood, Henley, and Hideki. Actually, staying on Hideki.
Okay, so I'm not vibing to Henley call. I can tell you.
It's fine.
Is Rory a total cross off for you? Because I really quite like him. I don't need him in the lineup, but I'm almost 100% going to play Rory, who led the field in approach last week. And, he's like the ultimate bomber short game guy because he does have a very good short game and he murders the ball off the tee. Now, Tommy Hideki is a very interesting start to me. When I modeled this golf course out, Hideki was a clear number 2 for me. Okay. He was ahead of Rory in my modeling. He got kind of close to Scott. Like, there are a lot of things to like about Hideki this week. I think overall distance matters, but one thing that doesn't get talked about with Riviera, it's a pretty open ballpark. Like I
Yeah,
think at the pro level, like you can spray it. There's not a high miss fairway penalty, and I think Hideki's like poor overall driving will be mitigated. He's not long, but like the fact that Hideki's not hitting fairways right now, I don't really care about that too much at Riviera because no one's going to hit fairways at Riviera, right?
I agree.
He may have the best short game on tour. He may be yeah, Sal, that's a good call. I agree with you. That's why the Augusta comp works really well. Very similar profile that you wanted Augusta. The only thing that concerned me about Hideki a little bit last week is like we started to see the ball striking go down a little bit. Like it wasn't a great approach week for Hideki, but his chipping and putting was really, really great. The only other guys that I would sell you on in the 9K range would be Cantlay and Cameron Young. I think Cameron Young is very primed for a good bounce back on this golf course. And Cantlay is just like fucking loves Riviera and played great last week. But
Yeah,
I'm I'm good. I'm down for a decky. Like I haven't
yeah.
ruled him out. He
Let's put
rates
him in.
he models very, very well for me. Um, I just hope he's not like at the end of a good.
Yeah,
I hope it's not his Siwoo Kim week. You know what I mean?
I I'm a little worried about. We were calling that at waste, and it's now. But you know what I mean? Where we're like, it's too perfect because he didn't play that badly. Like he was still okay.
Well, Hideki was great at Pebble. Yeah, he finished
Yeah,
TA.
yeah. So like, is this the week he gets you?
Is this his Siwoo Kim week?
Yeah. No, I like it though, and I think you can put him in, and we can come back and decide on
Okay.
Rory and Fleetwood depending on the other ranges.
Well,
Kind of like what we did last week, a little where we like
I think
down
we put,
one and then go
yeah,
down.
I think we put Tommy in because we both like Tommy. And if you
I
play,
like Tommy too.
yeah, if you play Tommy Hideki start, you've got tons of money left, right? You've
Yeah,
10.550. Okay. To answer your Xander question, Dave, I think he's a couple of details off. I don't mind him for one and done.
yeah,
If he's like sitting there at like 9%, I played him last week and he was good, not great. Like the low ownership on him. I like Cameron Young more this week. I
yeah,
think Cameron Young's got a way better short game right now than Xander, which is crazy to say, but Xander has lucked a couple minor details off around the greens. And I just don't think he's sharp right now. Like I sharp enough to win. I think he's a very good bet to finish like T14 again, but I could see Cameron Young winning. And I'm not going to argue that Cantlay's going to win. But anyway, I like Xander. I don't love him. So let's talk about the eights.
yeah.
Who do you like in the eights?
I'm gonna go right back to Chris Gotterup. I think this is a way better course for him.
Yeah.
I like him a lot. I am thinking about staying on Burns. I'm probably gonna go back to McIntyre. Those are the ones I'm definite on. Ludwig, I can be sold on. I can really be sold on anyone, honestly. Like those are the names I wrote down, but this is a week where I have, I'm coming pretty open. So those are those are my favorite names.
That's a great nugget, Josh. Cam Young went on Smiley's podcast and spoke very highly on Rev and how it's perfect for him and he feels like he can win there. Yeah. His course history would back that up as well. So of the guys that you said, I got to do a little bit of a deeper dive on Bob Mack. I know our guy Devin was texting me about him this morning. He really likes Bob Mack. I like Burns as well. I do. The guy that I think is winning that I'm surprised you didn't mention is Matt Fitzpatrick.
Oh, I bet him. I
Okay.
like him. I bet him, but I don't know if I'm going to play him in DFS. I kind of get the feeling he's going to be really chalky.
I think he will be really chalky.
But there are ways to play with him. I just
don't know if us talking Fitz up is gonna hurt his It's, I think he's popular for a reason, and I'm probably still going to play him with the way that I'm building. I think I should generally be able to find ways to utilize him, but I don't think he needs to go in this lineup. I just really like him.
Yeah,
I bet him as well at 36-1. What about Jake Knapp? He's playing unbelievably well.
playing
My
very
only
well.
concern is like, is this his Siwoo week too? Like he's finished top 15 4 straight weeks to open the season. He's been phenomenal. Great POA putter. Short game's good. He's never played Riv in professional competition, but he did go to college at UCLA, and
Yeah,
UCLA plays Riv from time to time. It's not their home course, but if he went to UCLA, I would put the chances that Knapp has played Riv before at 100%.
yes, I agree. I like him. When I looked, it was a lot of putter last week. But you're right. He's a great putter. This is a way better course fit. It's not the same iron ranges anyways. So, it is kind of quite different from last week. So, again, he's a way better course fit this week than he was last week, and he still played pretty well. So, I don't hate it at all.
Rank for me: Burns, Goddard, Fitz, Knapp. Those 4.
My favorite of the bunch is Goddard, just
Okay.
because I think he had one bad week, and I just think it's a really good flop flag spot for him. That was the first name I went to, because I still think he's kind of underpriced.
Okay. I'm cool with Goddard. Put
Yeah.
Goddard in, Josh. Just curious about how much money that leaves us.
So that's about the same as Scottie leaves you for just him.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, I like that 3 way
Me
better
too.
than like Scottie personally.
Yeah, I agree.
So let's keep Goddard in for now. If we
Okay.
need some salary saver, we can go down to Fitz or even we could go
Yes.
down to Fitz or even Bob Mack. Um, I just want to mention I do like Mav McNeely here.
Yeah.
And
That's another
I don't think he's going to be highly owned. And
probably won't.
it feels just like super popular, at Pebble, obviously, for it's kind of like his home course. I want to talk about Ludwig too. I'll touch on him in a second, but I was listening to Knowing Up recap Pebble, and Solly played with Mav in the Pro-Am, and he was like, he's just so smart on POA. Like he did not read green, like he did not miss a read all week. And his ball strike, so I was like, Mav struggled out there, and it was like a 67.
Yeah.
He went super low one day and shot 63 at Pebble on Saturday. Mav lost 2 strokes putting. Nothing went in for him. And he gained 2.7 on approach and off the tee. He's got plus distance. I like him. Like I would just put a star around Mav's name because I don't think I really like him. Ludwig is also checking a lot of the Morikawa boxes.
Yeah.
Great course fit. Played a lot better over the weekend. Low price. I mean, think about it. Ludwig was 25-1 routinely in majors last year. And he's 8,300, 50-1, now returning to a great golf course for him. It's a lot of the Morikawa stuff working for Ludwig.
Yes.
So just keep that in mind. We can go back to either Ludwig or Mav if we need some salary saver off Goddard. But who do you like in the 7s?
So this section, I had some of my favorite plays down for. My favorite play on the slate is Jason Day. Talk about a guy who loves California, is great on POA, has an incredible short game, and I still think he pokes it out there a decent amount.
Yeah.
So all of those things for me. Plus, I think he got a $700 price drop.
Yeah.
On a course that arguably could be better for him. Love Jason Day. I know you're going to bring up HE. I think he's great too.
I think he's going to be too popular.
He's going to be popular is the
His
problem.
data golf loves him too. He's like
Yeah.
almost data golf's number one value play.
The secret's out.
Yeah.
You can go to Adam Scott for the same amount of money. I think that's pretty good this week. He loves Riviera. Minwoo Lee will be chalky. I don't mind him though.
I love Minwoo Lee.
Yeah.
Will he be chalky? That's frustrating because I
Well,
love him here. You want to talk about bomb or short game?
yes.
That is Minwoo Lee in a nutshell.
I mean, look what he did to that course in Houston. If it's going to play anything close to that in terms of weather, like,
yeah,
come on.
Yeah. Yeah. There are two good comments that I want to get to. Really good point.
That is a good point.
Hovland's like one of the best in the world from 150 to 200 yards. I don't know what the fuck last week was. Like, the problem with Hovland is he just, his variance seems to be so high that like he has no problem finishing like bottom 10 in the signature event. And if you're a good player, you do not finish like outside of the top 50 in these signature events. And Hovland just
routinely does
like,
it.
Fuck around and miss this cut. And
yes,
his short game was steadily improving. And then he looked terrible around the greens at Pebble on a golf course that's really easy around the greens. He was so bad around the greens at Pebble. I was tracking him because I bet him.
Yeah.
And I get the flop lag.
Yeah.
I get the course history. I get the middle iron play. He could be super sharp. I don't have the balls to play him on a golf course right now where I'm heavily weighting around the green play. Just don't have the balls. The other thing with Hovland, he's not a bomber anymore. Like, he's in the 55th percentile in distance on data golf. Like, I don't know why he's lost club speed, but Hovland's like not a bomber anymore. What's the difference between Hovland and Minwoo Lee? Minwoo hits it
$1,400.
Hovland and has a way better short game and is way better putter rate.
So Hovland, I don't remember the last time I played Hovland. I don't think I've played and it's because of the reasons that you guys said, or you just said, which like I just don't think that stuff is like left him. And I don't know, like some guys you just cross him off.
Like, he's going to be.
He could be
owned. I just don't have the balls.
I'm good. I'll let him show it to me. That's fine. Like,
yeah. So I think we put Jason Day in.
I love Jason Day this week. He's my favorite. And you could even take Goddard up for him if you wanted to do that. And like we could mix in probably 3 in the 7s, unless you have something you like in the 6s. I don't know. We can keep talking about the 7s too.
Do you like Day way more than Minwoo Lee? Because I love Minwoo Lee and I almost want to take
Goddard up out and put Minwoo in. Yeah, I like that.
Well, okay. Can I ask you this question? Between Minwoo Lee, I don't think ownership is going to be a huge issue for us with that lineup. Between Minwoo Lee, Mav, and Harris English, rank those 3 guys. I love them all.
Yeah, probably Minwoo Lee.
Your choice out of those 3, because I think we could play any of them, and I love them all.
Minwoo's probably. You're talking me into Mav. Minwoo is. Wait, well, no. Jason Day's my favorite. Minwoo's my second favorite.
Yeah,
no,
Jason,
you asked me for
Jason Day's in the lineup. That's already happening. I'm asking.
Oh, Harris English. No, keep Minwoo in that. That one's my favorite of the 3.
You'd put Minwoo over Harris and Mav. That's good because Minwoo is the cheapest. So
yeah,
that leaves us 7,450. So like
you can go get Mav and
we got some stuff to play around with here. I guess the question is who in the low 7s do you like?
Low 7s. Love Ryan G.
Me too. I like Gerard.
I don't know how many lineups I'm playing. One of them will be having a Kitayama Rager.
Yeah. Got to play Kitty. Sucked last week, but I'm going right back.
I think Bati is starting to tick people off, and if people are off of him, I'm okay with that. Do you like anything on Max Homa this week?
No.
Really? Okay.
No, not really. But I could see it. I could be wrong on Max.
The last two names I have down are Lowry and Noren. Lowry's upper, but Noren at 7K is kind of interesting.
Okay, the guys in the sevens that I would bring up that we haven't mentioned are I like Pendrith again. Pendrith had a pretty good Sunday. He was in that Master J lineup. I think his distance is going to be solid for him here. Gerard, you mentioned I liked. The other guy that I really like here is Wyndham.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Wyndham is 7K flat.
And that's all he does is distance in short game.
He's 7K flat, and his irons looked really good at Pebble. Wyndham's driving accuracy right now is crazy bad. Like,
yeah,
he is losing strokes off the tee with how far he hits the ball.
It's hard to do.
He's like all over the map. Hard to do. So now I don't think you need to be very accurate at all at Riviera. There's like a couple of tough driving holes, but I wouldn't worry about it that much. But I almost think like, well, do you have any bangers in the sixes? I guess I'll ask first.
I do. Why is Rio 6,800?
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like, what does Rio have to do to get priced in the 7K range? He's been unbelievable.
The one that I would not touch with a 10-foot pole this week, and they can clip me, is Bridgman. No way. Not here.
Fair. Yeah, I don't have a ton of interest
No.
there.
Stevens is interesting.
Love Stevens.
Denny's great. McCarty flop lag, maybe. I don't know. You're right. I don't want to go down here too far. If I'm gonna like go gross, it's probably Valimaki. But even then, like, we could end that lineup with Rio and then go back up and get Mav.
I was gonna say, do you
do Stevens too?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm kind of like in between going Gerard, Stevens, and Rio. And if we play Gerard,
you might be able to get Harris English if you play Gerard.
Yeah, how much does Gerard leave us?
No, you can't get there.
So I think that means we should play Rio or Sam Stevens. Rio scares me that it's just like, this is the jumping off point. I don't think so on Pens, Sal. I'm just gonna wait until he shows something. I agree, it's a good golf course for him. No interest in Airy. I don't know about Grazerman. I can take a deeper look there.
I could see it.
He was horrendous on approach. Lost strokes in both ball striking categories.
Denny's the lowest, like the lowest one I feel comfortable, like could be a 7K play would be Denny.
Denny weirdly good on like hard golf courses,
yes.
long golf courses.
For some reason, when you get a 3-wood, he's amazing. Like on par fives.
Yeah, so. Ball striking just doesn't seem there for him though right now. Like he lost considerably in both categories.
Did you consider Tigala?
Yeah.
It's not bad. Yeah. You could do Tigala Harris English. If you take out Gerard, you could do Tigala Harris English.
Yeah. Do you like Tigala? Who do you like the most between Tigala, Tigala, Rio, and Stevens?
What did Stevens? Was Stevens like really good? He was good ball striking last week.
Bad last week, but good ball striking. Like the reason I like Stevens here is his typical. Now he didn't chip it well last week, but typically he chips it very well. He's a good short game.
Yes, that's what I liked about him.
Yeah, he gained 4 strokes off the tee and hits the ball really long. And
Stevens would be able to get you Mav too.
Yeah, I think on course fit, I think Stevens is pretty sharp this week. I think he's a sharp course fit
him too.
Play. So if you put Stevens in at 67, you could either play Harris or Mav.
You could
either play Harris or Mav. Now, how chalky do you think that lineup's going to be? Like, how high owned do you think Scheffler is going to be this week? Put that out to the chat too. I
It's
was
really the hardest I've had to guess because I've always just set your watch 25 to 35. Like, I don't know.
well, I'm really curious. I really want to get it right last week because I didn't. Um,
Yeah.
I generally pride myself on my ownership projections, and I was 10 points off on Scottie last week, and I was really confused about that. Like, I still retrospectively, I'm like, God, how did I miss that? Now, everybody places were way more off than I was, but Scottie was 26%, and I had him. I think I finished at him at like 39%, which is
Yeah.
really bad for me. I'm never that off. So I really got to dial in and figure out what I think it's going to be with Scotty. Ryan C. Spring says sub 20. I'm not going to rule it out, but that would shock me.
I'm not ruling it out because 7.1. So like who's the highest you can afford? Probably it's honestly probably Harris English is one of the higher players you can afford or feel good about it, like without going to like because you're gonna have like two plays below 67 to have any other competitive players as the second man in. And so in regard to this lineup, I don't think it will because I think you've limited the number of low 7K players you have. It could be mid sevens that get some of that as well. But like you have three players in here who you can't play with Scotty. And so it just kind of technically you could play McNeely with him, I suppose. But
I think that's going to be our lineup. I like the Matt McNeely
I
over
like it.
call because Sal was correctly like, you may be getting a little chalky with some of these guys. Mav's going to be lower owned than Harris. Let's go with
Yes.
Mav there. Take a screenshot of that, Brian, real
Yeah, I
quick.
got you.
It's your turn to enter. So just put that in the
I got you.
33. And then let's really quickly build our favorite Scotty lineup.
Yeah, I wanted to actually do that before we get off one of these weeks because like it's pretty nasty.
Yeah,
So
I agree. Like Rec, no, it's not going to be sub 20, but you got to imagine it's sub 30, right? Because
yeah,
if you think about it, like I looked at the winning lineups last week. There were a lot of DraftKings players that faded Scotty that did very, very well in DraftKings, right? It wasn't one of those weeks where like you're walking away from the week feeling super discouraged because you couldn't win money if you didn't have Scotty. It wasn't one of those weeks
not
by
at
any
all.
means. The other aspect is, are people going to say that Riviera is a better course fit for Scotty? Sure. Is it? For sure. But you also have a cut. So you're going to be fucking around with guys in your Scotty lineups that are not guaranteed 4 rounds. And that may scare more people off. That's scaring me off. So, yeah, I mean, if I had to guess right now, I'm going to say 25%. I think he was 26 last week.
Yeah.
Still looked amazing. He almost shot 59 on Sunday. Like, there's no concerns about Scotty's form.
No.
Like, the only reason why he's not winning these tournaments is because he's spotting the field like
Yeah.
5 strokes on
He's
Thursday.
dragging ass
Yeah,
for
he's
18
unreal.
holes, and then it's like, okay, now it's time to start. And it's like, great,
Yeah,
like you feel on Thursday, you're just like, jumping up in your chair and there's like 54 more holes, and it's like, oh, here we go again.
yeah. God forbid he does the same thing on Thursday this week. What was
Exactly, right?
that? Was
Exactly.
minus 110 on Friday morning for Scotty finishing position, 20.5. And Bryan texted it to me like 3 times, and we didn't bet it. And it like you feel like the biggest
Yeah.
idiot of all time
Just like,
because it's inevitable. It's
yeah,
like,
you walk away with your pockets turned out again.
yeah,
So the question now is like, all right, do you try to put Matt Fitzpatrick in with him? That would be somebody
try
who
that.
will like try it. Okay, 68-25. Now,
Well,
yeah, I know, right?
let's put Stevens and Rio in because those are
Okay, perfect. Yeah, you're still not out of the sixes if
yeah.
you do that.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't think Scotty Fitz works well at all. I think
Well,
I think you're I think you're dumpster diving for 4 out of your 6 slots.
Correct. And what that does is that everybody's going to be balanced in ownership. And I just don't think people are going to. They just saw him not win 2 weeks in a row, and the conception, the misperception of this is you have to have him win to make it worth paying for, and that's not necessarily true at all.
Yeah, it is right. Like Scottie doesn't need to win for playing Scottie to be the right play. It's like kind of what we've talked about. It doesn't matter what Scottie does,
Right.
and it actually matters less what Scottie does the higher owned he is in certain contests. It matters how many of the guys that can fit in Scottie lineups end up finishing top 20. I would take Fitz out of this lineup, and if I was truly trying to build the best Scottie Scheffler lineup, my second man in would be like
Jason Day, Minwoo.
Jason Day. Yeah, Jason Day, Harris. I mean, and is that enough win equity, you feel like? I mean, yeah, I mean, if you put Jason Day in there, then what you could probably do is you could play Minwoo Lee and Tony Finau.
Probably.
Right? I like
not,
Ryan. I like Ryan Fox a decent amount.
Yeah, Ryan Fox is a decent course. I mean, I would say if you're going to go down here, and we can conclude by saying this, like I would, because I know you got another show. If you go down there, make sure you get good course fits that you like.
Yeah, Fox is probably my favorite course fit.
It's going to be a long golf course this week. Like, don't mess around with Lucas Glover or like, it's not really a week for that, in my opinion.
Week. I've seen some Hope love. I'm not totally in on that.
It's course history. He was really good here like 2 years ago.
Yeah. So I think that's the best Scottie lineup. And that's a lineup where you're going to battle with, I think Jason Day can win. I think Minwoo Lee can win. But 3 of those slots, you've got Finau, Hizetsune, and Sam Stevens. Shaky. If I had to guess, probably one of those guys misses the cut.
Yeah, you're kind of playing with fire.
Top 50 in ties. Yeah, you're going to have probably 15 guys miss the cut, and I would say 10 out of those 15 are probably in the 6K range. And if you play Scottie, you have to have what's the average lineup with Scottie half of players in the 6K range? 2.5, probably 3.
Yeah, because you're not, I mean, going 7-1, 7-2, 7, like you can do that, but it's so the path to the top is so like
it's also not a huge range. It's 71
guys. No, so I'm curious about ownership this week. Very curious, but what this is making me think is like the AKs are interesting again.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
All right. Leave a comment on the YouTube show. If you're watching on YouTube, give us a like and subscribe. We're past 2K subscribers. That stuff really helps. I always forgot to push it, but if you like these free shows and want us to keep doing them and find them insightful, that definitely helps more than you know. If you could give us a like on YouTube and spread the word. I love doing them. You've been a great addition, Bryan. It's been really fun. And stay right on this channel if you want more Riv talk, more outright betting focused talk, less DFS strategy talk, because I'm about to join Bryan for TIB. So hop in that live chat as well. TIB 8:15. Cool. I've got 15 minutes. Sick. Good stuff. Oh, real quick. Have you seen Wuthering Heights? Are you going to see it?
No, I'm going with my wife maybe next weekend. I don't know. I'm waiting for her to go see it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I know.
Like Natalie's at Wuthering Heights right now.
Wow.
Wuthering Heights twice in 2 days, which honestly I can't get that mad at because I saw Marty Supreme twice in 3 days and Wuthering Heights.
Sometimes you got to do it.
Marty Supreme from Girls. Josh, did you watch the most recent episode of Industry last night?
Yeah.
I can't wait, guys.
I'm not trying to be hyperbolic.
No, I cannot.
It might have been the best episode in series history. Like,
I think it was.
I don't know how this show keeps going up a level. And like, I am a diehard Wire and Sopranos guys. Like that is the pinnacle of television for me, is The Wire and Sopranos and Succession. I love Succession.
Love Succession.
Industry is different. It's not as procedural as that. They take more risks. They do more weird shit. There's a lot of like weirder sex stuff. Like everybody in the show is like gay, depraved, like a drug addict, like contemplating life and death. But holy crap, is that show entertaining. And like a lot of people don't watch the show because they're like, I don't care about finance. And it's not about finance.
Not anymore. Like finance, not anymore.
Yeah,
like the last
few
seasons have not been about finance.
It's like the setting for the show, as if like, you know, New Mexico is the setting for Breaking Bad. Like,
right.
Or it's not what the show is about. And you don't need to like, Natalie doesn't understand finance at all. I understand it a little bit.
Yeah, I know nothing about what they're talking about. It's great stuff.
Like what they're actually saying about finance is completely irrelevant.
Yeah.
You just know like who's good and who's bad. And it's
all you need.
Just about like betrayal and fucking people over. Brian, have you seen it yet? I'm not going to ruin it.
Nope. I am halfway through the second episode of the series, so I need to catch up.
Oh, like season 1?
No. Second episode of this season. I'm only like 3 episodes behind. I'll get to it like this week.
You got to catch up, so.
All right, okay. That's my task this week.
But that last episode, like you truly couldn't put your phone down, because if you did, like you would like miss something, and that's how I know like a show is like really good. If you like, you can't be on like your phone, like you have to be locked in on it.
I might do this tonight.
I was mixing it up on industry Twitter today, and
dude, I'm deep in industry Twitter, Andy.
Yeah, and this isn't a spoiler, but the song that Henry was singing in the shower. Mm-hmm. Josh, I'm an Englishman, whatever, is the same song that Yasmin's dad was singing right before.
Oh man!
So people are saying like Henry. The thing with Eric when they're fucking playing the Judy Collins song at the end. So fucking good.
All right, I'm catching up.
Fucking good.
I'll be.
Yeah, you gotta catch up so we can talk.
Oh, you gotta catch up.
All right, okay.
It's so fucking good. All right, Josh, I'll see you in a second. We'll do tap and birdie.
Yeah.
Brian said he's ready now.
Okay.
All right, so we'll just go into it. All right, later, guys.
All right, see you guys.